Good morning, ladies and gents. Another week has gone by, so another putting video. Today, sun's out, it's lovely, but it's freezing cold. I think it's still about -4 or -5 out there. So unfortunately, golf course still closed, but I'm going to bring to you today a few little tips and a few little things to think about in your putting stroke, that when the course does reopen, hopefully our putting will be going really, really good. So I'm using a product today that's available at my own sort of personal training aids. It's a company called Blast Golf, and the device that I'm just pointing to now is a little sensor that fits into the butt of the golf club. So it sits inside a little rubber mount like this. So these are available in different sizes. So if you have a large one of the oversized putter grips, this can still fit in. But in this little sensor that you can see sort of flashing there in the screen, this now is aligned to the club face. So when I'm going to hit a few putts in a second, this is measuring the pace that the putter's moving, so the tempo of the stroke. It's measuring the rotation of the face, both in the backswing and the forward swing. It's got the face angle at impact, which again, that is obviously the key parameter. If you can get that face pointing where you want to start the ball, that is a huge part of putting well. Okay, so I'm going to hit a few putts now. On the screen you're going to see here some data popping up. I've got a putt that I've just hit a few minutes ago, and this is showing us here the backstroke rotation, forward stroke rotation, and that's the face angle at impact. So when this one swung, it opened 1.9 degrees in the backswing, it closed 1.8 in the follow through, and that left the face angle at impact of 0.2. So it must have been very, very close there. So would have been a good putt, probably gone in the hole as long as the pace was right. So I'm going to hit a few putts. The sensor's there on the putter. You will see the data change here on the screen, okay?
-0.2, closed.
I'm going to hit 2 or 3 putts. So the rotation rate that we're looking for or at, the backswing and the forward swing, they should sort of match up, because that's what's going to give us the face angle at impact, okay? So we're looking for those to match up. If we can get close like that, 0.2 of a degree, yeah, there's a good chance, as long as you've aimed it properly and accounted for the break and you've got the pace, you're probably going to hole it, okay? So that's 0.2 of a degree, so very small amount. In terms of the rotation in the putter, anything sort of around and below about 5 degrees is about acceptable. If we had more than that, it starts to be very, very difficult to match up and get that 0 at impact. On a very short putt like this, I've got quite low rotation there, just a small amount. I've seen putts today up to about sort of 3.5, 4 degrees, and that's perfectly fine. But again, goes back to our previous video, there is natural rotation in that face, but for most of us that aren't on that European Tour or PGA Tour, we're going to benefit a lot more about trying to get comfortable, certainly point the putter where we want to go, and try to keep those hands and wrists quiet. We don't want to add additional rotation. There's that natural little arc, and that's fine, and there's a natural little bit of rotation, but we certainly don't want to be twisting those wrists and rolling those wrists. We want to try and control this putter in that pendulum feeling, okay? Let's hit one more.
-0.2, open.
Okay, again, not too bad. I'm putting from about 4.5 feet here, so it's only a small swing, low rotation. Club face is great. I'm happy with that. Let's do one more.
-0.5, closed.
Okay, so everything that we've hit there, we've hit 3 putts there. That was the least good, if you like. That one was a slightly pointing to the left of the target. Still only 0.5 degree, so it's not a great amount. And what I'm going to do now is close this down on the screen but show you some of the other parameters that you can look at with this really good bit of technology. So I'm going to stop that. And in here, this now has a list of all the putts that I've hit just now. And if I go into one of them, so we've got a load more data here. The tempo, now that is the time of the backswing and the follow through. And what they found, you know, studying all of these great players, if you've got a tempo of about 2 to 1, that's about where the average of these great putters are. So, you know, for example, if it's 2 seconds in the backswing, it'd be 1 second in the follow through. Okay, so that is roughly where these great players are. So this tells us this. It gives us the tempo, it gives us the backstroke time. So that was 0.59 seconds. Forward stroke time, you know, twice as quick, 0.30. It gives us the length of the swing. So again, that's gonna vary with the length of the putt. This is only a short putt. It gives us the speed of the putter as it's striking the ball. This is good when we're practicing. You know, if you're able to keep that consistent, you're gonna always be able to roll that ball with the correct pace close to the hole to make, if you don't hole it, to tap it in. We've got the loft change through the stroke, so 0, great. This was a particularly good stroke by the look of it. So the total stroke time was actually less than a second. So very, very quick, you know, 1, 2. We've got that face angle impact minus 0.1. Again, you know, very, very 1/10 of a degree. Very, very good. And we've got the backswing backstroke rotation and forward stroke rotation. Small amount, again, you know, 5-ish is sort of the upper limit, particularly on a shortish putt. But, you know, if we're anywhere from sort of 2 to 5, 1.5 to 5, that's great. That's great. And then the last little box there is the lie change of the putter. So from where that was at address, that's just moved up 0.5 degree as it struck the golf ball. Okay, so a really great bit of equipment that's always ready to use. We can use this on the putting green, indoors on a nice putting mat. Gives us a really, really good insight. You know, there's lots of practice drills that you can do, but essentially our take home from this video today, when we're making these putts, alignment is always ever so important. Rotation, we're keeping it low. There is natural rotation. We don't want to add to that by rolling the hands and the wrists away from the ball and then likewise having to do it to strike. It's just a natural slight opening, slight closing as that putter moves on that gentle arc towards the hole. Okay, nice and smooth. The backswing roughly takes twice as long as the follow through. Then we've got that nice smooth acceleration. And they're the things that we should be looking for. Okay guys, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this video. A few little things there to think about in our putting. And of course, you know, for those of you that do come for your lessons, we're able to use this sort of technology whenever you like. Many thanks. Bye-bye.